Good morning, guys. Mr. Parisi here, and today we're going to finish our area and perimeter talk with dealing with triangles. So sometimes when you're looking at shapes, another one that you're going to come across in real life, whether you're measuring a room or you're building something, is a triangle. So you need to know the area, how to find the area and perimeter. Now, perimeter is just the same thing. You're adding up the side lengths, but area is a little different than squares and rectangles. So for question number 1, we're looking at this triangle, and we have down here this 17. This is the base. That's the base of that triangle. This 10 inches isn't a side length. This is a height. Okay? So my area formula is very similar to a square and a rectangle, but it's a little different. If we think of a square or a rectangle over here, it's really just made up of two triangles. Okay? Triangle 1 and triangle 2. So the area formula would be area equals your length times your width for the whole rectangle. For half of it, though, it would be 1/2 length times width. Now, we can think of it as length times width, or we could think of it another way as your base times your height. And that's where our formula comes in from. For the triangle, it's really just half of a rectangle or a square. So it's, that length times width, but half. So it's 1/2 base times height. So my area formula is going to be 1/2 base times height. Now I can go through and actually figure some of these out. So for my first one, it's going to be that 1/2. My base is 17, and my height is 10. So when I plug that into my calculator, I get a final answer of 85. And remember, for area, it's not just inches, it's inches squared or squared inches. So that's my answer right there. For number 2, again, same thing. Area is going to equal that 1/2 base times height. So it's going to be 1/2 times 15 times 19. Just going to separate that off from the side. So 1/2 times 15 times 19 is going to give me an area of 142.5 millimeters squared. Number 3, area equals 1/2 base times height. So area is going to equal 1/2 17 times 13. Plug that into the calculator, and I get an area of 110.5 millimeters squared. Again, looking at your units and understanding, if I've got millimeters and millimeters here, my area has to be millimeters squared. And my last one for the notes is area equals 1/2 base times height, and that's going to be area equals 1/2 base times height. So my area is going to be 1/2 2 times 9, and that is going to come to an area of 9 kilometers squared. Okay? Make sure you copy down these notes. For your homework, you're going to have a couple independent practice questions, and those are going to be right here. You're going to find me the area for 5, 6, and 7. Using that formula, area equals 1/2 base times height. So go ahead and pause the video here. Try these questions on your own. Show all of your work on a separate sheet of paper and submit your answers on Google Classroom. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day. I'll talk to you in the next one. Keep up the great work.